What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Strikeout Beer Quick Beer Reviews with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave.
I'm Alan.
What's up, buddy?
Living the dream, brother.
Boy, this beer was given to me on a very sad day. It's when we went and buried Brutal Beer Works.
I close my eyes.
Ran into some nice fellas that drove down from Minnesota. This beer is Bricksworth Beer Company. Center for Ants, great name right out of the gate. And this is a New England Double IPA.
Yes.
Citra, Mosaic, Idaho 7, and Simcoe.
That is correct. 8.7% alcohol by volume. Average score of 4.17 out of 5 on Untapped, out of 189 ratings.
Now, I got a date on here, 11/29/2023. I assume that's the can date because we got this in December.
Correct.
But yeah, just like, real nice fella sitting there getting me all liquored up. And I was like, all right, well, I like
trying to take advantage of you.
I guess so. Oh, come on. Oh, God. We're hard pouring. We're hard pouring. I can't look at this little bit, like the massive lid. Here, this will be easier.
Look at that.
See how it runs up just a little bit?
So smooth.
There you go. Get you a nice look at that.
Oh, yeah. We get full beers on this one.
No, that's a pour.
Oh.
So if you're looking at this, it's, that yellow kind of hazy color. It's got a white paper head on it. Pretty good. It, as hard as I poured it, it didn't foam too much. That's a perfect. I mean, I got to get a shot of that right before you
gotta.
Yeah, before you start messing it up.
You're gonna use my D for the pick. Okay.
Yeah.
The smell is hoppy.
Yeah.
But it's just like I absolutely love that hoppy smell. Like it gives me butterflies.
It's juicy, right?
Yeah, it's like
nice juice smell.
it's like when you're a little kid and you watch what was that movie, like Perfect 10 with Bo Derek running across the beach.
Never saw it.
And you get those little butterflies going as a little kid, or maybe what was it?
Keep going.
I don't know, but
you're doing great. Phenomenal work over there. Cheers to you. Oh gosh,
I'm over here giving you stuff and you just piss it away.
I don't know what you're saying. You know what I mean? I don't know what you got going on over there in that head of yours. Oh, it smells great. It's super juicy. Love these. This hop combination is phenomenal.
God, that's so good. Like,
woo. Now, Bricksworth, they're out of Burnsville. Is it Burnsville? Burnsville, Minnesota. Now, with this beer, we've been talking about like what we drink out of and whatever in proper temperatures. It's about 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit on this. We kind of just pulled this out of the fridge, so it's going to be a little bit colder. A little bit colder.
It's phenomenal.
It's working, ain't it?
Like, I love that juicy taste. And like the thing I like about like especially like your New England double IPAs, they come out real juicy. It makes my mouth water when I drink it.
Yeah. Is that pineapple? Maybe a little.
It's not pineapple. It's not actual. No? It's the hops.
Well, of course, but I'm saying the flavor. It's pineapple flavor.
You would think it. You would think it's pineapple that they put in it, but they don't actually.
Yeah.
Put the pineapple in it, but it's
pineapple free.
Delicious.
That we got here. And you're supposed to be drinking something like this out of a goblet or a chalice. We drink them out of snifters for these reviews because it's usually we're just splitting a beer, so we don't even fill them all the way up. But this one, obviously,
it's a big boy.
It's a big one. Now, Center for Ants, great reference. You were just talking about how you were thinking about that on the car just randomly
from the great Zoolander movie. Like I periodically through my life, I'll just be random days. I'll just think about that movie.
Yeah,
I absolutely
when that comes on,
dude, Jitterbug,
and you just start
like anytime Liz says, "Hey, can you go run and get me a coffee?" I'm always like, "Yeah, you want an orange mocha frappuccino?" And she looks at me and literally like almost every time she looks at me, she goes, "You're an idiot." And I'm like, "That's fine,
man.
I'm okay with it."
I think I'd be like, just go get your own effing coffee at this point.
I'm okay with it. Like
of course,
like. That movie, I saw it probably about like 3 or 4 times in the theater, and then when it came out on DVD,
yeah,
because when you get it and you get it on DVD, it's Zoolander talking. He's like, "Oh, thank you for getting Zoolander on DVD." I probably watched it every day, at least once a day.
Oh, like, when you got the DVD,
when I got the DVD,
of course, yeah. That's back when you were actually. It was an accomplishment to have like a DVD at this point, right? Like it was expensive.
No, it was typically the price had come down on it. Like
I would go to American Pie, and it was like, yeah.
This was around the time where like I'd go to Walmart on Tuesday after midnight. Me and Lefty, my one-armed buddy, we'd get there at Walmart at midnight on a Tuesday because that's when they would release the DVDs. And they would put all the new DVDs out at midnight. and it was always on sale like that first week.
Right.
So I was picking them up for like $12 a pop or something like that.
Well, that's cool.
And
I remember being kind of pricey, especially back in '99. I guess I'm thinking of like back when like a DVD player, even a small one, was like $250 and DVDs were like 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
So a couple of years later, just like anything else, right? Technology.
Yeah, because I think like they were $20 when they came out, but like Walmart always did like the first week they were like $12 or $15, and so I would just go and buy. I was single and I had money to just blow, so I'd buy pretty much almost every movie that came out. Like I'd just buy it, but I was like, oh, I want
instead of
that.
blow. Yeah,
well, in addition to,
I was like, dude,
how else do you think I stayed up all night watching movies?
You're like I'm saying, I'll go, you're buying the wrong stuff, man. The wrong stuff.
But yeah, that was also like, then I would sit down and I'd watch a movie like almost every night. Like, you get home, done for the day, or I'd get home drunk. No, I
so then it was DVDs.
It was DVDs, right?
Antennas,
and I would just sit down and watch a movie before I go to bed.
Yeah, do it.
Grab a beer, watch a movie.
Yeah.
The other movie that was like that for me was Old School, when Old School came out.
Oh, boy.
Like Old School, Wedding Crashers.
I was gonna say
like all those right there. But yeah, like the Center for Ants. I was literally like coming over here, and it just randomly popped up in my head. He's like, "What is this? The School for Ants?
Oh God,
the real one needs to be at least 3 times this size." And they're like, what? Huh? Oh, okay, you heard them. It's
God.
Just so great. Like him, Owen Wilson, Will Ferrell, it's just such a great movie.
This beer here is a banger. Again, we're having was it Bricksworth Beer
Center for Ants.
Double. Is it New England Double
New
IPA?
England Double IPA.
There we go. I put the wrong fastest on the wrong syllable. I just put in the wrong.
NEDIPA.
Yeah, there you go. But
NEDIPA.
NEDIPA. Oh, anyways.
NEDIPA.
But yeah, no, it's really good. Now you're talking a little bit higher on the ABV. 8. What'd you say? 8.3.
8.7.
8.7.
Which I mean, it's not like super high, but it's not low. I consider like your 8s kind of like in that middle ground, like 7. Probably like 7.5 to 9. I think is kind of that middle ground.
A little elevated.
And then
now table beer is 6%.
9+ is going to be on the higher end,
mm-hmm.
and anything kind of under like a 7.5 is kind of the.
Yeah. I mean, it's poundable, but there's a lot going on, and the complexity of this, where you just kind of want to sit and sip on it. It's not something you want to just take it down to Pound Town or anything like that.
I don't want to, but I love, like, this is what gets me in trouble is beers like this, because I absolutely love these beers. I love the flavor. I love the taste, and I start drinking it, and I'm pounding them because I enjoy it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing I know, I'm waking up in bed the next morning.
I think a little bit of like the
I don't know what happened
though. Like with IPAs with me, like that's something I'll keep sipping on it, but for the most part, it's not one that I'm like I sip on like I do with like my lagers and my pilsners, where I'm taking a sip every 5 seconds.
But with this one, it's not really bitter though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got a subtle bitterness to it, but it's not.
Aftertaste is what slows me down.
Yeah, I would love to have more of this one.
That's the thing. This is a local beer for the guys and gals up north, and like I said, I just happened to run into the right person. He was down here, I think, visiting. He came down with Lisa,
right?
Yeah, and Brian, and so that's how I got introduced to him. And then all of a sudden we're just sitting there talking or whatever. He goes, I brought a ton of beer with me. I go, a ton of, you came down to beer party with beer, huh? And I'm like, I got nothing to trade you. He goes, oh man, I got some beers you can have, or whatever. And he goes, and he said, he all of a sudden he started popping up, opening like barrel aged bottles from this brewery, that brewery. This is like 5 years old. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't know. There's a reason that I had a tough Sunday after this.
You had no idea what was going on. Meanwhile, I'm inside singing karaoke when all this was going down. Singing duets. I was singing with Enrique.
Yeah, I ended up spilling like a little bit of a barrel age on his shirt. I go, man, let me pay for that or something now. Let me pay for that. And I did. I felt bad. Like, it's like, I understand I get a little sloppy when I've had a couple drinks, and so that night, as much as we were trying to slow down, we were throttling up just as fast, getting the cigars and everything like that. So that night was going to be a hell of a night, no matter what. And I'm glad about a couple of things. I didn't get all emotional, because boy, it was an emotional night. I kept it together. But yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
fun to meet some cool people, and obviously someone that drove all the way down like that day and was going back the following day. It's like, Jesus Christ, man! I was like, I wouldn't be able to work a phone booth tomorrow if I had to.
As a matter of fact, I could not.
And guess what, kids? Those
the next day was rough. The next 4 days was probably rough.
That's the
if I
weirdest thing,
remember
right?
back, it was.
It just hurts. It hurts too much now. It really does. It hurts for days. We'll talk later tonight about our adventures on Saturday, but yeah,
that got out of hand quickly.
But yeah,
15 pictures later.
Welcome to Quick Beer Reviews. If you're looking for the audio version of this, it will be available within the month on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere you listen to your podcast. If you do want to see the video version of this, It's always uploaded on Facebook and YouTube, and then the live streams Wednesdays and Sundays. Well, we're kind of backing up on Sundays a little bit, but Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central Time, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This beer right here, I'm done with it. Loved it. Double thumbs up for me for this one. I want more. If you're watching in Minnesota and you can get your hands on this, hit us up and let me know.
I've never been to Minnesota. I want to go.
I haven't. It gives me a reason to go to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hey guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm Alan.
Rabbit Dave.
We'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.
Clicking all over the place.